Hey everyone, welcome to the Drunk Drafter. I am drafting Amonkhet. It's been a little while, but I am back and trying to learn these new cards and see what I can do. Clearly we have one of the best things we could have opened with Archfiend of Ifnir. This is a pretty good pack. Cast Out is a unconditional removal with Flash, so can't beat that. Compulsory Arrest is another sweet white card. Fanbearer is fine. This card's fine. This is good in a cycling deck. We're definitely taking Archfiend. If we can wheel Faith of the Devoted, that would be potentially sweet. We'll see how many horrors we can pick up between now and then. Alright. Pitiless Vizier would go in a cycling deck, but it is far too early to take that guy. This pack's less exciting than the last one. Gale Strike's pretty sweet. Bounce spell, draw a card. I can get behind that. Vizier of Remedies is interesting if we're anticipating -1/-1 counters. Unwavering Initiate is a very strong 3-drop for white because he comes back. I think it's Gale Strike, and we'll see what happens. Blue-black are the colors to be if you're going to be the cycling deck, so maybe we'll end up there. Okay, Cartouche of Ambition is a great black card. Essence Scatter. Merciless Javelineer is pretty strong, but I don't want to get pulled into red yet. This is just... yeah, this is a constructed card. Cartouche of Ambition seems to be the pick. Nephcrop Entangler is pretty strong as well. Alright. So if we end up in the cycling deck, Shadowstorm Vizier would be great. Can't ignore, though, a Final Reward. And another Nephcrop Entangler. Evolving Wilds, but Final Reward is exile target creature. There you go. Okay, so for blue cards we have Aven Initiate. And some other okay stuff. There's also Naga Vitalist if we were going to go green. Quarry Hauler, solid green card. I think we'll stick with what we've got so far and pick the Aven Initiate. So another Initiate and a couple cycling cards. Watchful Naga is a pretty solid green card. I think I'll take the Initiate. So here, Open into Wonder is interesting. I don't think it does that much for us. It'd be great to pick up some cyclers. Colossipede is just a giant monster. Painful Lesson's fine. Grasping Dunes could be where it's at. Just a free -1/-1 counter at the cost of your mana base. Still, we could play one. Great. Vizier of the Tumbling Sands is pretty sweet. This will accelerate our mana or do other shenanigans for us. Heckma Sentinels is fine in the cycling deck, which is probably where we will be, but it isn't better than Vizier. Ta Crop Skirmisher is okay, and it gives us something to do early. It's an early blocker that we can bring back. Bitterblade Warrior is pretty good, but there's no reason to go into green. This is a late Bitterblade Warrior and Giant Spider, so maybe downstream of us someone will get into green, but here we go. Essence Scatter and Winds of Rebuke. Two pretty solid cards. Ancient Crab is fine too. I like the amount of blue that we're getting. I think I'll take Essence Scatter. And Winds. Alright, let's take this guy, but definitely not play him. Reduce to rubble. Probably won't play that. Okay. That can cycle. It's not without value. Okay. Scattered Groves doesn't do anything for us. Lord of the Accursed is really strong in the black-white deck, but we have no zombies and very few creatures. Well, this guy can be a zombie when he comes back embalmed. Actually, all of these guys. So, worth considering. Cartouche of Ambition, again, is pretty good. Cartouche of Knowledge, possibly better. No, so nothing is too outstanding here, but we have a lot of options. If I had a trial, I would take one of the cartouches. I think, given what we've got, Lord of the Accursed could be good. Alright, so here Floodwaters is fine, Cartouche, River Serpent and Scribe are fine. Never mind, not Scribe. Another good card for the white-black zombie deck. This guy's great, but we're not red. Yeah, Cartouche or Floodwaters. I feel like we can get as many Floodwaters as we want. Oh, alright. This guy's a zombie. Lay Bare the Heart is okay. It's like a Duress for 2 mana. Not amazing. Sure. I'm still pretty unused to Amonkhet, so forgive me if I make some really cringe-worthy picks. I'm going to take another bat here. Not super exciting. Binding Mummy's cool. Unburden would be good since we can cycle it and trigger Archfiend. But I think we'll take some cyclers later. Bontu's Monument. I don't think so. The monuments are not terribly strong. White one seems good. Soul Stinger is a good card. And Unburden is good for us. More green cards coming back. What if we had been green-blue? Well, Hieroglyphic Illumination is definitely better than Unburden for us. So I guess it's between that and Soul Stinger. I'll take it. Gustwalker is great for the white guy. Unburden. So many bats. Destined is okay, but nothing special. Synchronized Strike is great. Green is just so underdrafted here. Oh, well. I guess Beetle. I'll take a Gale Strike. So Heckma Sentinels for our cycling, which we are not really doing. Or Naga Oracle, which digs and blocks. Cartouche is fine too. Our creatures already have flying, so that's not super exciting. +1/+1 draw a card is good. If we have a trial, it's really good. And this probably has the most upside here. I'll put it in the sideboard for now, but I'll look for a trial in pack 3. Okay, so Dune Beetle, Terrible Scribe. Okay, hopefully we don't have to play that. Or this crab. Or this crab. I think I'll take Destined here. Bantu's monument came back, so that's acceptable. Again, I'm not used to Amonkhet. Kaladesh, I had a lot of drink puns ready. There was Botanical Sanctum. I was going to use Botanical Gin. That's pretty good. If I had a heavy vehicle deck, I could make a sidecar cocktail. Because what I do is I will make cocktails based on the cards I draft, so I don't know what this mess will turn into. I'm going to go with Pull from Tomorrow here. This pack's not super exciting. Even Initiate's fine. This has very little for us. Seeker of Insight is okay. It's like a bad looter. But we have a number of non-creature spells, so I guess that's the one. Here, Cursed Minotaur seems fine. No, I think Aven Initiate. Our 3 slot is pretty crowded, and Aven Initiate flies and comes back. Bonepecker, sweet. Also Horror of the Broken Lands. Okay, so if we had more cycling cards, I think we could slam that. But we really didn't get them. Bonepecker is just good in either mode. Alright, Splendid Agony is a good card, and one that we really need here. This removal light deck. Oh, a little bit lost. So again, I loved Kaladesh. I've been drinking this dwarven beer, which would have been a great fit for the last block. I don't really have a direction yet for Amonkhet. I could take another Aven Initiate. This doesn't do us any good. Ruthless Sniper would be cool if we had cycling cards. So the blue monument would be pretty good in this deck. We would slow down some attackers and power out these bird warriors. Oh, right. Yeah, it's possible we just should have been green. There's a Winds to center. Need an Amonkhet brainstorm for our upcoming cocktails. Right now we just have a whole mess of birds. Birds and bats. That's not a drink. Interesting. An off-color Oketra's Monument. Or not much else. Essence Scatter would be fine for us. I guess the Monument's kind of tempting, but Essence Scatter will probably make our deck. This is pretty bad. Cradle, we won't play it. Sandworm, we can cycle it. River Shrine. This is junk. Okay, deck building. That wasn't the most inspiring draft. I think we're okay. We have a lot of flyers. Not a lot of cyclers. The Archfiend is pretty on its own. But 5/4 flyer for 5 is pretty sweet. And there are a few ways to trigger it, and we'll keep in the cycling cards that we have. So just have to make a few cuts. It's looking like 8 and 8 and 1 mana base. So I need to get down to 24 cards, including this. So I'll cut the Dune Beetle because on turn 2 we'll probably want to keep up Essence Scatter. I don't think Winds of Rebuke is amazing for us. I guess it could possibly mill some of these zombie things. These Embalm guys. Lord of the Accursed, we didn't really get there with him. Yeah, so cut the Lord, and that'll do it. We have Winds of Rebuke to bounce something. Maybe they play a cartouche on their guy and we bounce it and mill ourselves and hit one of these Embalm guys. Okay. That's probably good because the only double blue card we have is Pull from Tomorrow, so I will save this deck. My voice might sound a little raw, a little haggard. I actually ran home from work today to draft. I'm not in the best shape, so I blame alcohol for that. So I ran home to draft. I exerted myself. And now we are ready to rumble. See you in round 1 with a cocktail.